Otherwise, you have a situation where you just have totalism, and I don't think that business model really works well. I don't think neo-feudalism is the business model for the network state type of real estate projects. I don't see it as that. One of the problems with people forum shopping or just starting their own project, I think, in the network state is that obviously real estate is at the base of any business. You need a place to be, so that costs money. But more than that, whether there's taxes, non-taxes in terms of who's paying them, there's got to be surplus income to the property if the property is going to be a high growth property. Like if people are trying to build cities provide services. Services cost money. That requires surplus tax revenue or some type of revenue. And that's not all going to come in just because of property taxes, right? Like property tax jurisdictions that are just heavy on property tax and nothing else, it's like, that's great. It's conservative, but it means small government and it's not really capable of hosting real cities. So you need surplus revenue, which means you need more business. You need trade. You need other types of businesses. And so figuring that out, which is if you want to attract people, you need more business than just some sort of like Airbnb or rental model.
Yeah.
You need something that's going to, So anyway, that's how I see like the forum shopping. Like it's going to be hard because people are going to want to go places where there's services. Some people not. Some people want to go to some small agricultural village. And then, of course, I'm pretty excited also about the pop-up villages. That's one. I mean, another one that's actually an interesting possibility that people aren't talking about is forum shopping for sort of assisted living, retirement communities, / even nursing homes even, right? So like older people are flocking to Florida. There's this sort of like quite vibrant real estate market down there for buying small condos that are well managed and efficiently managed, right? And that's a real market. So, people tapping that and being like, well, can we make a network state around servicing that community?
Right.
That's also a possibility. So there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yes. Well, let's double click on the nursing homes because you shared that vision before, and honestly, nobody in this community that I'm speaking with has mentioned that. What's your vision behind it, and like how do you see nursing homes, retirement homes to be, let's say, governed and positioned, in context of network states?
Yeah. So, just in terms of there's this sort of gaping demographic bubble in the West, right? There's a tremendous amount of aging people in both, the U.S., Canada, Europe, and there's not enough people to take care of them. And the costs are exploding. It's really explosive when you look at this area. Medicine overall is explosive, especially in America. But the costs of elder care are extremely high. And that's happening at the same time as the West is sort of being atomized and sort of, it's culturally being sliced up. The connection between youth and the elderly and how that naturally would go is that people would generally be taking care of their parents and grandparents at the same time.
Right.
So people want to live in cities now. There's less space in cities, and even outside of cities, people want to live close to nursing homes or close to medical facilities. So for older people, one of the great sort of weird paradoxes, at least in the United States, is that if you want to live where there's cheap real estate and in a place that's more spread out and you have more space, you're going to be farther away from a hospital. In many cases, there won't even be a hospital.